G'day and hello Deadheads, it is Milmo here, and I am back for this new series or little mission we've got going on in the roadmap at the moment, and that is Days Gone By #1. It's sort of to go with this whole anniversary edition thing they're doing and prizes and all that good stuff that they're giving away for free. Could it be better? Yeah, you can always argue that. It's better than nothing, right? So can't really complain too much about it. So what I'm going to pump out right now is my team. Let's see who we would choose. As you can see, I sort of go down to the middle end of my roster, not the top end. I don't like always bringing out my 5 stars that are fully upgraded and things like that to raids, because especially in these early stages, it's not much visually to watch, and I'm trying to help out those players that are a bit newer to the game. And it's nice always getting that bit of a challenge with teams that you don't usually use and that are close to that team grade. Now this one's an A++, so still well off it, but there's no real basic meaning of me choosing this team. I just went with a bunch of couples, and I just did Molly, led by the 2 couples, Glenn and Maggie, and Rick and Laurie. Essentially, what I want to use this video to talk about, I will be making videos individually on these different sort of aspects, but I want to talk about mismatching your leader to your team and the teammates surrounding them. Now Molly here is all melees get plus 24 crit, which is fair enough. You know, you got Glenn and Maggie in there who are melees, and then you got Rick and Laurie who ain't, which in a sense the fact that Rick has a plus 30 crit is sort of counter proactive in that it's gonna help the team with that crit bonus, so it sort of throws out the fact he's not getting that leader skill, but at the same time it's not going to harm them because they are such a high team grade, and this isn't a difficult level yet in regards to their team grade. This isn't going to hurt them, the mismatch here, but when it becomes particularly apparent is when it's in defense teams or attacking teams and things like that, and when people come up, it becomes really apparent that you've sort of stuffed up your team setup here. Like I said, it's not going to matter here. It's going to be completely harmless. I just thought I'd throw in a couple's little, I guess, not a raid off, but party, just because we're celebrating Days Gone By, which is doing Rick's backstory of when he went out to find Laurie and the kids. So I thought I would just throw in the couples there, and yeah, feeling all loving or something, not really. But like I say, it becomes more apparent when you're actually versing people in these defense teams. The biggest mistake I see people do with this mismatching their leader to their team is in defense teams. I see a lot of people try and trick people in regards to having a tough leader, and then you put, so Taff would be a fast, and then you put all strongs beside it. Or I see someone with an alert leader that puts a whole heap of fast behind it. And what happens in that case is that essentially you're weakening the structure of your team. You're making your team extremely weak and vulnerable. You may think you might get one, if the person comes in, their team isn't particularly that good, their attack team, you may actually get one defend or something, but they're going to smart up to it. If you're doing it constantly and changing around, yeah, you might get a few defends here and there from people that don't quite have the strength in their team yet to cope with that sort of thing. But essentially anyone that's higher grade and has a, I guess you could sort of say, a quality roster in regards to whatever team setup they have. I've went into tons of battles with my greens where it's had a fast leader and then been surrounded by a whole heap of reds, and guess what? I come out with not a scratch on me, just purely because my green team is very strong and they're pretty much top of the line green team you're going to get. So if you do that, it's not going to hurt my team. Even if you put a bunch of reds in there, it's not going to hurt it, because you're weakening your team by not having the right leader there and not having that leader skill to back them up. You can give them all the weapons in the world you want, but those leader skills are the most crucial parts when it comes to these defense teams. These leader skills are very important. You could talk about AP and things like that are also important. They're important too, but if you weaken the structure of your team by mismatching your leader with these players and not giving your team a quality leader, then you're going to extremely weaken your team, and it's going to be, it's honestly going to be piss easy, and it's going to be, like I say, with rainbow teams, I find them to be ineffective, not very effective. It's the same with mismatching your leader. It's about, rainbow teams are more effective than mismatching your leader. So if you want to be one of those people that want to try try and trick people, I guess, with having a leader that's one trait and then having the opposite trait behind them, so they bring that in, then fair enough if you want to try that. But I'm telling you right now that it doesn't work, and it's a crap way to conduct a team. And if you're looking for a strength in a defense team, then that is the wrong way to go about it. Like I said, your leader skill is very important in this game, and to be doing things like that, you're setting yourself up only to be let down, to be honest. Not too many, like I said, you may get a few defends here and there, but everyone will wake up to it, and even if you're changing it every now and then, it doesn't fool people that have good teams. If people have top of the line teams in any trait, it doesn't fool them, and it doesn't harm them, even if you bring in the opposite ones. I'm saying that from experience. I've had it with my blue team, I've had it with my greens, I've had it with all different trait teams where they've thought putting a leader on one trait and then putting the opposite behind it would trick me. It tricks you, yeah, you may bring in your team, you smarten up to it quick, but it doesn't matter. If you have a good team, it honestly doesn't matter, because those people that are surrounded, they have no leader skill. Like I said, give them all the weapons you want, but they're hopeless. They have no leader skill, and they're really easy to kill. Let's say I take my greens into ones with all alerts, except for the leader, and I kill them without a scratch. And that's what I mean. It just doesn't work. So if you are one of those people doing it, I definitely recommend not doing it. Try setting up a decent team. You know, if you lose, fair enough. You'll still get a few defends in there. I guarantee it. If you've got a good team, you'll get a few defends in there. But I'm definitely not a fan of these people that do that, mismatching their leader skill like that. I also don't quite understand why people who feel they should have an all 5-star team try and jam 5 stars into a team where the leader skill doesn't match that 5-star. I know people in my region, there's some people that have toughs and then they have alerts in behind them, and it's an all tough leader skill, so I don't quite understand that either, because that weakens your team a lot as well. I always tell people when they struggle those sorts of teams that if you attack the people that don't have that leader skill and get rid of them fast, then you've then got all your rushes already built up and ready to get rid of those ones that do have the leader skill. As someone that has 3 Andreas and then a couple of alerts and things like that, I get rid of the alerts, and then the Andreas may go off, but by the time they're going off, they're not harming me at all. You know, most of my team survive Andrea's Eagle Eyes, so they don't hurt me at all, and then I just get rid of them quick, smart. And most of the time you can actually get rid of those Andreas before they go off and then move on to the alerts. It depends how you do it, but all I'm trying to say is it actually weakens your team by trying to jam all your 5 stars into a team that doesn't work and a team that's mismatched in regards to that leader skill. You're better off keeping those maxed out 4s in that team until you've got your 5s up to standard, and I guess until you got a leader, so you can set up your team to be more effective rather than trying to jam all these 5 stars into a team that doesn't work. Overall, I think it's a bit about patience in that regards. I know with the first one, the first example I was talking about with people mismatching leader skills on purpose to try and trick people, yeah, it may work, but I don't think it's an effective way to set up a defense team, and it's definitely not the ounce bit smart when attacking. Your team will get shredded if you do those sorts of things. So I definitely recommend, if you are one of those people doing that, just give up on it. It's honestly not worth it, and yeah, it's not effective, and everyone's sort of, you may trick one person, but they'll just rematch you and take you down. So is it really worth it in the end? I don't think so. And the same with jamming your 5 stars into a mismatched team. It's not worth it. It's honestly not worth it. You're better off keeping those 4s in there until you're ready to set up, I guess, a good team structure. Once you find a good team structure, then you'll have a really good defense team and attacking teams and things like that. I will make videos explaining all this individually. This one is just a general discussion. I tend to do that in a lot of my videos in these early stages. I talk more about strategies and different things rather than the stages, sort of trying to kill 2 birds with one stone, but I will make individual videos on each aspect and sort of give you those tips. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I have been playing this game since the beginning, so you sort of pick up on a few things, and I think I'm an okay player. So that is that done. We've got the storyline going on here with when Rick first got shot. Looks like that. But as always, guys, thanks for watching.